Good morning. Welcome to Planet Mojo. This morning I'm going to give you a quick overview of the tiny house design tool. There isn't a huge amount to show this week. Some of this stuff takes forever and you're not going to see a whole lot on the screen. If it takes a giant amount of coding to do something, I may have to switch to like a 2-week schedule if there's nothing really visible going on. There actually is this week somewhat. I added a second foundation. This is the type of foundation we have on our house. It's called a frost protected shallow foundation, which is basically a slab for freezing areas, for very cold areas. Normally you can't build on a slab in like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, any of the states that are cold like this, but you can if you have this type of slab. I'll probably make an entire video explaining how this works, but it has 2-inch insulation coming down the side, and then it extends out into the dirt. And what that does is traps the earth's heat underneath the slab and won't allow it to heave. Heaving is why you're not allowed to build on a slab in this kind of climate, because it will lift up part of your house and crack it, and it'll basically destroy your house. So we have 2 different types of slab now, and let me see, where is my slab on here? And I believe it was post and pad was the other one. I'm not going to switch over to that. I ran the model down to its smallest size just for a test, and I wanted to see, I went through some of the roofs here to see what else could be built. Like you could make a chicken coop or a little shed out of these two. Once I have more foundation types, you could build pretty much anything with this. The majority of my time was spent on designing the roof type that represents our house. So let me switch over to that and show you what I did. Oh, I don't know what it's going to look like at this size. Let's see. Wow, that's kind of cool. That is the dropped cord front, so you can extend with ladders and have a flying rafter out here. That's how our house is. The other option would be, if you change it to false, there, now you have just the room and attic. You could have a tiny little place like this with a room upstairs. So let's just change this size a little bit, maybe 12 by 16. Oh, actually I went 12 wide. Oh, that'll be interesting to see. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Well, there you have a tiny house right there. And it shows that the square footage is 192, but that does not include this upstairs. And I also added, where is that, room and attic sidewall. It's at 27 inches right now. I need to work out the code for this because I have a sidewall height that I can drive the dimension with, but actually this knee wall is where I want to drive the dimension. And also at the larger sizes there is a collar tie that goes across here. Let me show you. 24 by 28, this is what our house looks like. Well, not quite. Okay, with the ladders in there, that is our basic house design right there. 24 by 28 with a room and attic, set of trusses, and the ladders. If you've been here before, I've shown pictures of my son and I working on this, building this. So that's what I spent the majority of my time doing. This is pretty complicated stuff right in here. Let me open this up for you. This is the ladder assembly, and it's a lot of little parts that got to be pieced together. It's fairly difficult to build this. Each one of these are little, because you have a drop cord right here, I'm not sure if you can see that. These ladders stretch across the top of it and hold up a flying rafter out here, and then you got a block in between them. And I actually padded this up so that I have ventilation under here as well. So it's a difficult construction, but it's pretty gorgeous looking once you're done. And of course I have the exposed rafters. You can do a fancy rafter tail cut as well. And I consider this to be a cottage. It's not really a tiny house. It is 672 square feet on the lower area, and I believe it's 1,100, roughly 1,100 total with the upstairs. And the last thing I've been working on is the rafters, and I actually just started that, so. Oh, and I don't have it coded to turn this off yet. Well, there's your rafters. So yeah, you can tell I just started working on the rafters. Go back to the truss. So that is about it. And I did a lot of little itsy bitsy stuff with the code, cleaning up code from my initial push. So that will wrap it up. That's about it for this week. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go with it this week. I'd like to get the most bang for my buck, but I have all of these trusses that I really should get done. Right now they're just sketches, and I'd kind of like to get more of them in there. Yeah, that's just crazy. This is the mono left. It would not look like that in real life because I have the pitch. The pitch is set at 10-12. In real life, you would have, probably 412 on this. Something like that. Or maybe even 612. And 612 is 22.5 degrees, I believe. Yeah, 1212 is 45. Yeah, that's a fairly interesting truss. It would give you a big space for like solar panels, but on the inside you have this side that's pinched. So you would probably want to put a knee wall in there and use this for storage. Not 100% sure how that would work out, but it's pretty interesting. I keep clicking the wrong one. And we got the standard scissor, which gives you a cathedral ceiling. And again, that would want to be a higher pitch, like a 10-12 or even a 12-12. But when you have a cathedral ceiling like that, it's really energy inefficient, so you got to deal with that. But that's not up to me. So again, I'm planning on putting this online. I'm hoping this spring. I'm hoping to get it on there. Well, spring, early summer, whenever I can get it so that it's running fairly flawlessly. but I'm going to need a couple people to test it out. So hopefully I can find a couple people that are planning on building soon, and they can try it out and get the drawings and, you know, see how it looks. So that'll wrap it up for today. Make sure you subscribe and go over to Tiny House Design. I have a link on my channel over on the right, so you can just get to it from there, and I will put a card up above. I'll be posting videos over there as well. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you like this video and or share it, it helps us out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.